Welcome to Show Me Africa. Welcome to Redefining Africa, a platform that celebrates young people who are creating positive change in their communities, young people from Africa who are redefining the image of our beautiful continent. I am your host, Anu Jessica Sheila Ogeuna, and I'm excited to bring to you the stories of impact, stories of change, stories of young people like you and I. Today we are joined by Miss Faith Fetaru, a certified image consultant who has supported numerous businesses and individuals in their journey of identifying themselves and creating a lasting brand. In today's episode, we'll be talking about personal branding, what it means to build a strong and impactful social presence, and everything, her journey, what she's done, her achievements, and the lessons that she's going to be sharing with us today. Faith, you're welcome to our platform.
Thank you so much.
You
I'm
look so
excited.
lovely.
Thank you, you too.
Oh,
You're
thank
glowing.
you.
Oh my God.
So, Faith, let's get into the whole conversation, if you do not mind. Tell us about yourself, what you do, what does image consultancy comprise of, and what is the importance of personal branding in this digital era?
Okay, well, I'm so excited to be here. My goodness, Miss Sheila is my. She's glowing and she's all things amazing. She's a super amazing woman. First of all, I really celebrate you. And secondly, I mean, wherever you are, please just give her a round of applause. Just as you watch this, give her a round of applause because she's impacting so many young people, and I really love you and I celebrate you, and thanks for having me here.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for honoring our invite. Thank you for coming to share with us, and I look forward to the whole conversation.
Me too. Yeah, I'm super excited. So, Faith Fetaru, I am a certified image consultant and the founder of Fetaru Image and Consults. So, this is a consultancy that definitely just does image consulting. Like you asked, image consulting is basically helping individuals or corporate entities to enhance their brands or their image. So, that can be through appearance, behavior, that's where things like etiquette come in, communication, and then the digital footprint for different brands. And also my career path as a public relations professional and communications person also aids in this, because that's also part of image. Right? Yeah, so basically that is who I am. And besides that, I have a little bit of a creative element in me to do with fashion. So I believe that it also rhymes a lot with image, because you're helping people to stand out and design amazing accessories or outfits for them. Yes, maybe I wouldn't leave this without mentioning something. I also volunteer with people as well. So voluntarily, I'm the female country representative for Mogi Global Leadership School in Uganda.
What is Mogi?
Mogi is basically a leadership school, an online leadership school, which has impacted over 18,000 people in about 87 countries. And it impacts and trains people in aspects of business, leadership, impact, and finance. And my goodness, I encountered it in 2020. It was that phase where I was, in self-discovery mode and all of that, but it brought lots of transformation in my life, and I've seen the same in the lives of many people who have joined it.
Myself inclusive.
Of course.
Yes.
She is one of them. Yeah.
So could you tell us what is the essence? How important is it for us as young people to build our personal brand and image?
My goodness. So I love this question, because many people, when you speak to them about branding, here in this case we're talking about personal branding, because as an image consultant I focus both on personal and corporate, but right now we're focusing on personal. So many people feel like, maybe it's just a waste of time, or why should I put my energy here, will I reap something from it? But I can tell you it's very powerful for you to stand out in this world where everyone has something that another person is probably doing. I am not the only image consultant. There are others. But why do I brand myself? Because I am unique. You see, each one of us was created with a unique purpose. So once you build your brand, you're able to infuse your uniqueness out there. And besides that, personal branding helps you build authority in what you do. Okay, it helps you stand out, and you become that voice that when someone talks about personal branding, maybe they should look at me. If someone is looking at things to do with climate change, they should come to Sheila, you understand? Or if someone wants to join Miss Tourism Teso region, Sheila should pop in their head, you understand? So that is what personal branding is supposed to do, that they mention a thing and your name actually clicks in their head, that this is the go-to person, she's the authority here, he or she is the person to go to. So it makes you stand out as an authority, it makes people trust you, and also it makes you be profitable, because the end goal of it is that you reap from it either financially, monetarily, or through impact. Yeah, so but that's why personal branding is important. It helps you stand out in your own uniqueness and fulfill your purpose and just be who you are.
I love that you've said something on purpose. Purpose, discovery, self-discovery is something very important for us as young people. So while you're working through personal branding, do you start branding before discovering your purpose, or is it a journey that comes along your process of branding?
Okay, so I would say this in a simple way. Discovery of purpose is a continuous journey for most people. Most times people don't get their clarity at once, but some people get it at once, but some, it's a gradual process as you're taking steps towards what those passions or that thing you feel you should be doing. So I could say it in two ways. Yes, it can work for those who already found their purpose. It's okay, because that gives you a foundation to really go all out into building your brand, because you know what you want to do, you know what you need the world to know you for purposefully, so you're able to drive and go so hard in what you're doing. But then if you haven't identified your purpose, at least you can have a starting point. Maybe it could be that passion you have in that career, or in that profession, or in that business. Maybe you could be a fashion enthusiast or something like that. So you start from there, start to give people amazing information about it, start to put it out there, and let people start to know you about it. Your end goal might actually not be fashion. You understand? It could be actually image, because also for me, my passion started from fashion and the love for communication. So from there, it started building gradually. I realized I had a burden to speak to young ladies, to know who they are, to live for more. So that place of helping people discover who they are and to know their strengths and weaknesses, and just basically helping them to be more self-aware, helped me, coupled with my passions in styling, coupled with my desires. My love for communication, which I was already practicing. Everything at the end of the day actually summed up for me in image. But I didn't get that clarity in one day. That's my journey. I didn't get my clarity in one day. But because I took steps and obeyed the different instructions, hunches and nudges in my heart, I was able to reach that goal. You understand? But the point is, you can't reach that when you're doing nothing. So the point is, if you have something that you really love, that you're passionate about, or it's also your career, but you see yourself in the long run, have a starting point, start from there. So along the way, possibly, you will be, not even possibly, you will be able to get more cues. Honestly, I'll say this genuinely, clarity always comes along the way, especially if you're already doing something. But if you're just seated down and you want clarity, it will come. Trust me, it will come. But it's more beautiful when you are taking steps. Start to build that brand. Start somewhere. And then along the way, you'll see yourself transition. Because I know brands out there who did not begin with what they're doing right now. They had a starting point, but they were faithful in that little. I love to use that. If you're faithful in the little, there's a way God always entrusts you with more. So I can use it in the journey of personal branding. Have somewhere to start. Don't wait to have it all figured out. That's the challenge you always have. And that was also my challenge. Sometimes you want to have it all figured out, be perfect and everything. For me, that was what used to cause me procrastination in pursuing my dreams. So have a starting point. Start with that little. If you have a journey, if along the way you have to change, you can change. I studied land surveying, right? I have a bachelor's in land surveying, but how did I get here in image consulting? You understand? So it's a process. Just embrace who you are, like those unique things, and start from there. you will be amazed at how much more clarity you get along the way.
Beautiful. I love the fact that you've given us direction. Understand your purpose, find a place to start, be fueled by your passion. It could be your career, it could be something you want to do, and you work towards it. So how does Faith as an image consultant support our journey in personal branding and creating that image?
Okay, so this is how I usually do it. I have those short mini courses that are really brief, like 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Those ones I usually do them for people who want like quick results. But then also, I mean, okay, everything I do has results. It's not the only one that has results. Yeah, but we do the short courses. Let me not say I, because there's a team with we, it's us, you understand? So we do the short courses. And secondly, I do individual consultations. So I've had clients, maybe someone reaches out and they're like, I want to work out on my brand, I want to work on my brand, or I want to communicate much better. I've had even CEOs or owners of companies come because they struggle in speaking in a more professional way because of the kind of responsibility they have. So they reach out. For some, they don't really have time for those courses and stuff, but I have those maybe 1 hour session with them, 2 hour session with them, or we craft something that goes on for a month and we do that. And then there are those who go further and they say, can you work on our digital platforms or my digital platform? So that we take over and we handle their social media accounts and everything. And then for those who definitely need PR services, sometimes maybe they need something to be presented in the media. There are different categories of services, right? We have the PR, we have the personal branding, the effective communication, and even those who want to present the outlook. So basically, there are those one-on-one consultations, we have the courses, and we do trainings. Usually, sometimes we're invited by different companies. We've done some trainings for the female staff of Safe Border and other companies like Mato Vision. There are quite a number I could mention. And of course, sometimes I am invited as a speaker at various events, yes, to share my knowledge and experiences. So those are the ways through which I do it. And of course, there's something I added recently, which is one of my passions, which is events, hosting and emceeing for corporate events. So basically that is it. It's through the trainings, through one-on-one engagements, it's through giving packages to handle people's accounts and branding details, and both for their companies or for the individuals or the short courses.
Oh, that is interesting. I love that. So your team and yourself handle all the aspects on personal branding. I've had something on communication.
Yeah.
What is the importance of communication in personal branding?
My goodness. You know, I usually say that image is how the world or the public perceives an individual, a product, an organization, or an institution. You understand? And by organization, it could also be a company or an institution. So it's how the world perceives. It's not just individuals. Okay, we're coming back to personal branding, but it's not just individuals. That's personal branding. We have products and we have the institutions and organizations. So it's how the world perceives you, or it's how you communicate your value or your identity to the world. So I'm now coming to the question. So it's a matter of communication. Personal branding is all about conveying your values, your identity, your passions, everything that entails you. It's you communicating it to the world. So number one, that's how important communication is. But now the communication bit now becomes broad. You see, personal branding, yes, is in two forms. I know in this era, which is a digital era, most people focus on online branding and digital branding, but there's also physical branding. There's a way, I could have a few seconds with you and you'll form an impression of me, or I'll form an impression of you. You understand? But in that way, I'm already communicating my brand. I'm not on social media, but because I had 5 seconds with you, I left an impression, or I perceived who you are. You understand? So that's why I always emphasize image and say your image matters. That's like my thing, you know.
Image matters.
Your image matters.
It does.
It's because any second people are reading you, any second people are forming an opinion. It's a human nature. You can call it people being selfish, but it's a normal human nature. If I met you right now, I'll form my opinion of you either way. You understand? So it's important that we're always cautious of how we present ourselves, because in presentation we're communicating who we are. I'm communicating who I am in this outlook. I mean, in my dress code,
Lady in red.
that I'm bold, I'm
Yeah,
confident, you
fiery,
understand? You
yeah.
understand? You're here communicating, you advocate for Miss Tourism, that's to do with,
Africanacity.
yes, you're communicating it, I can see it, you understand? So that is the beauty. Constantly people are reading us. So when I come to communication, you see how communication comes in valuable in personal branding is that it helps you to be able to convey your values and everything. So it can be verbally. When I meet someone, how am I speaking to them? You understand? How is my posture? Because communication is broad. There is visual, there is vocal, there is verbal communication. Verbal is the words and all of this we speak. Vocal is the tone and everything. And visual is basically the body
you
language,
carry
the
yourself.
posture, Assuming we were here and I'm all like, you see, I'm an image consultant. What was I going to communicate? You see, someone would perceive my brand as someone who is very shy or doesn't know what she's speaking. They would not even trust my words. That is how powerful you can actually communicate your brand.
Communication,
And then online, we have so many ways you can position yourself beautifully online, optimize your profiles and make it so professional, update those profile pictures, make a beautiful bio. I mean, organize it and post important content. Because I know people where if you sent them a request on social media or reached out to connect with them and they saw maybe words on your profile picture, they would not even be prompted to check you out. Rather, I mean, even connect with you. So that's how powerful even online is. Be intentional. It's like your CV. Someone goes in there and reads through and because it has opened very many opportunities for me just by someone searching me online. Yeah.
So that is the power of communication.
Yeah.
That is the power of personal branding and how people perceive you.
Yeah.
Like she said, people can get an impression of you from the first sight.
Yeah.
Or from the first speech or communication that you have.
Yes.
So there's a number of young people out there who are
Yeah.
trying out on personal branding
Okay.
from different walks of lives, different careers, different aspirations.
Yes.
I'll implore you to please reach out to her and seek out professional information. Sometimes we like to do things ourselves. We'll be like, I can go on YouTube,
I can do it.
and I can just get there and start doing it. I think we need to appreciate the power or the importance of seeking out professionals to assist us on our journeys, especially if we want to create a lasting brand, something that will leave a footprint. So most of us like to delve into things and say that I can do it, I can do it. What are some of the mistakes that you've realized people do when they choose to get on that journey of personal branding on their own?
Okay. Thank you for actually amplifying that, because for me, my journey has been quite interesting because I have this teachable spirit. I'm not being proud.
It is okay to be proud. It is okay.
I have this teachable spirit. I love to learn, and I love to invest in myself. I always mention this everywhere I go, that my biggest form of expressing self-love to myself is by investing in myself.
Say that again.
My biggest form of expression of self-love is by investing in myself. That's through knowledge, skills, and experiences. Because number one, no one can take it away from me. It will always be there. Because everything I'm speaking right now, it's because I learned and experienced. And I didn't learn it all on my own. I did that, but then I also learned from other people. So I was like, number one, no one can take it away from me. Number two, it has the best return of investment. That return of investment could be financial, or it could be through impact. You understand? For me, that's my thing. Like, that's my mindset, and that's my everyday narrative and mindset towards life. That's how I approach life. So I can go any extra mile to pay go to get mentors, pay for certifications and all of these things. I've done quite a number of trainings, but it's because I'm always I believe in investing in myself, because it's the way I'm keeping relevant, and it's the way I'm keeping on transforming the world. Because if your vision is broad, if it's beyond yourself, you're going to invest in yourself because you want to leave a lasting legacy. You want to transform beyond your generation.
Legacy.
Yes, because you want to transform beyond your generation. So you're going to invest in yourself. Yes, it's okay to go on YouTube and learn things. I do that. I go online and check things out. But beyond that, I pay. Because number one, this also gives you access to a certain kind of people, certain kind of leaders or thought leaders. And when you enter certain circles, you can never remain the same because it opens you up to a certain breed of people who might actually, at the end of the day, accelerate this brand that you're trying to build. So I would really encourage that beyond just searching for knowledge on your own, approach people who are doing something amazing. I love to see, personally, when I see people do something amazing, I approach them, appreciate them, and those I can reach out to get their services. I pay that money and get something. Because for me, number one, it's the access I have to that person. Number two, it's that knowledge that I'm getting from them. So what you said is very powerful. Young people need to embrace them. So coming back to the challenges are we facing doing things on our own, we're prone to number one, if we went to people who went ahead of us, we would avoid making certain mistakes that they made. So that's what saves you. So when you're trying to do everything on your own, you're prone to making lots of mistakes and delaying yourself. But people who have gone through, who have made certain mistakes, when you approach them, they're able to help you. You will not go through their own journey of making the same mistakes. You're quickened, that's the word. You're quickened to be able to just jump from this to this. Yes, you'll still go through the process, but it's much shorter than what they did. So number one, it quickens you. Number two, for me, one of the mistakes I made was procrastination. Procrastination was my thing. I would think about ideas, think about something, and now coupling it with trying to figure it out on my own, trust me, it would delay me. Something that I should have, maybe this whole image consulting thing, I should have even begun it in 2021, but I was delaying, trying to figure out a lot on my own and all of that. But if you have the opportunity to learn from other people, they'll be able to force you to act. Not in a bad way, but they force you to act.
They push you.
Yes, they push you. Thank you. So for me, some of the mistakes of learning on my own were procrastination and also doing things in a substandard way. Not doing things excellently. Because trust me, if you're relying on your mind only, you feel like whatever you're doing it the best way. It's the right one. All other voices are noise, you understand?
Negative energy, haters.
I'm telling you. So, but you're prone to do things by only your mindset. And yet the world does not revolve around you. The world is broad, it's global. So getting out there and learn what other people are doing, how they're doing it, learn from them, be humble to learn. And be open to invest in yourself. You'll be able to avoid doing things in a substandard way and also to avoid procrastination. For me, those are the two that would stand out, especially when I try to do things on my own.
Yeah. When you spoke earlier on image, personal brand, you mentioned an aspect on authenticity.
Yeah.
What does authenticity do to a brand?
Well, my God, you see, I would term it this way: authenticity is literally the blood of any brand. Be it a personal brand or a corporate brand, authenticity stands out. But you see, the challenge we have has been that many people now get caught up in the whole bit of, I need to present a certain image, I need to have this positive outlook, and they forget to relate it to who they truly are. You understand? So they get caught up, oh my God, I need to look polished, my brand has to be positive, what is the world perceiving of me, which is very good. But at the end of the day, you might end up looking like someone who is just fake or trying to pretend, because you can tell something that is very authentic. You understand? Yes, that is real, that is genuine. Because it's all about being genuine, it's all about being real, it's all about being who you are. So what I would say is that as you build your brands, do your best to actually stay true to who you are. Stay true to your identity, because it's what's going to make you relatable to your audience. That's the truth. Because you can go all you want. Let me use an example of online. You can go all you want and just post, I would say it, there's a term we say, tell people what to do, show yourself as this excellent person. But let's assume that they met you in person and everything is different. You understand? You're not who they're seeing out there. You understand? So that is really powerful, because try to balance. Not even try, do your best to balance. It's about balancing. It's balancing the image that you're communicating and who you are. What are your values? What are your characteristics? What makes you who you are? If it's Fetaru, she will smile all the time, you understand? Because that is who she is. And that speaks to her audience. You see, I'll give an example. There's a time I would post videos, and then people started say, do more videos, because in my videos I have this energy. Sometimes I would give out.
We can't feel it. We can't feel it.
Oh my god.
We love that energy. We love that energy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I give out this energy sometimes, and if someone met me in real life, they would be like, are you the one? You understand? But that's who I am. That's who I am. So I would communicate it, and they loved it. And they still love it, and they kept saying, put out more videos. We love to see the videos, you understand? Because I was being myself in the videos. I'm not trying to be, hey, this is Faith Fetaru. I would love to speak about, now that's not me. You understand? Maybe that's who some people are, and that's their true identity. That's how they present themselves, and that comes from within. It's wonderful. But a Fetaru will laugh at some point. She will use her gestures and smile. That is me. And I will be authentically myself, because it speaks to the people I'm speaking to. I was just giving an example. So be who you are. What are your values? Understand? Are you all about people? Are you about excellence? Communicate it. Let people feel that they're relating with a human. That's why we usually have a term that people buy people. You understand? Let them understand. Let them connect to you.
It's coming from the heart.
Yes, let it connect. Let them connect to who you are. Trust me, your brand will speak to them beyond anything, because it makes you likable. It increases your likability, and they're able to actually get into your services and everything, because they like you, because you're communicating that positive image and brand, but at the same time you're being you.
I love that. Come from your heart. Be yourself. Communicate your true self. Be who you are, so that we can get to know you for you. We've been speaking a lot on personal branding, who you are on your inside.
Yes.
What is the role of your personal outlook in personal branding? How you look, what does it communicate about you?
Like the outward bit?
Yes, the outward bit of it.
Ooh la la. As you can see, your smile already communicates to me the African outlook. You're so amazing. You're so smart. You understand? For me, it's speaking to me.
Thank you.
You understand? So that's how powerful it is. I'll tell you the truth. I've been able to enter rooms where, because of how I dressed and how I just presented myself, they trusted me. Trust me, there's a way people can trust you just because of how you dress. You know, people are visual beings. You understand? I usually emphasize that image is from the inside out, which is so true. But now here we're focusing on the outward look. Someone can actually patronize another just because of how they presented themselves on the outside, yet they might actually not be having the content inside. But usually that's why they say first present yourself like this. That's what first gets people drawn to you. The attention, it captures them, the impression. And then now you can double it with the inside. Imagine those two like this.
You become a powerhouse.
You're forced to be reckoned with. So but here's outlook. You see, like we said before, people are visual beings, and it's important for you to understand what to wear and what not to wear in different settings. Now you see, when it comes to dress code, we have things like the business professional outfits, those things that work for the traditional careers, like the lawyers, the bankers and everything. They're the business casuals, we have the smart casual, we have the casual outlook. So all of these things.
And the church outlook.
Yes. So those different kinds of dress code work for different settings. So it's important for you to understand. Imagine we came here and we're all dressed maybe in some hoodies and everything, and yet the kind of our topic is this, you understand? So it's important to relate what you're going to talk about. For example, in this case,
Personal branding.
Yeah, imagine I showed up here in some, you understand, and I'm all talking all this profession. It doesn't matter. I would wear them, but in a different setting. You understand? So it's not all about every time it suits, every time it's this. No,
Yeah.
no. What we're saying is just be presentable, show up as your best version. But if a particular scenario needs you to go extra, dress up for that
Be
occasion.
extra.
But if it's not that, always just be presentable. And being presentable and stylish and looking good is not about going to break the bank. No. With your budget, you can get something amazing and just look good, and that's it. You see, people relate looking good to,
A lot
I
of
must
money.
go to the famous brands. I must wear this. If it's not maybe Chanel, I mean, I'm not smart. But no, work with your budget, but have something presentable. Maybe work on
Be
that
neat.
hair, groom yourself, because looking good is not just about dress code. It's also the grooming part. I mean, how is your hair? How maybe are the nails, or maybe what accessories are you putting on? So grooming is part of it. And there's something, actually, by the way, most people are not aware of it, something in image consulting that we call color analysis. And the
Color
image
analysis?
yes, there are image consultants that focus only on that. Yeah, so they help you relate the colors that you put on based on your skin undertone, so that your best colors are the ones that match with your skin undertone. That's why I'm popping in red,
reds.
because I know it.
Pop, sister.
Yes, pop, and
Yeah,
I
I
love
can
how
see.
this is popping. So that's also beautiful. Actually, it's one of the services I didn't talk about that I actually offer for people to do color analysis, so that they can know what colors look best on them. And then, even if we always have a way of balancing it, that even if it's not what looks on you best on you, if it's not your best color, how can you relate it with another color? So it's also things like makeup. So all those things fall in line with appearance. Appearance is broad, but it's manageable. But be intentional about it. Doors have opened for me just because of how I dressed. I've got gifts because I went for an event looking
Dressed
so good.
better.
Yeah. So take it seriously. You might actually miss a gift. I've warned you.
Gift, money, opportunities. Yeah.
I have people actually who reach out. Let me use an example of LinkedIn. I have people who have reached out from different nationalities, and my WhatsApp number is actually there. So I had one reach out to me and text me, "Hey Faith, this and this." Maybe he wanted to collaborate with me on other things. He's from Kenya and all of that, and then he says, "What stands out about you is this and your style and everything." So I have people, and it's not the first time. People observe. For me, that's what I was being me, but actually people observe how you style yourself, how you show up. So don't think people don't notice. They actually notice. And I've had that on several occasions from people who just reach out to me from social media or meet me physically.
So how you look is very important. It gives an image of who you are, and you do not have to go extra miles, like you say, to break a bank to look good. And I'm excited that I've learned that there's something called color analysis. I think that's a conversation we need to have after this. I'm very interested in it.
I'm ready.
Or we should have a class on color analysis so that we can share with the viewers here.
Yeah.
So that is really, really interesting. How you look, how people perceive you, and what effects it has on others. Now there is an issue that we struggle with as young people, and it's on consistency. Be it in whatever we do. We want to jump on everything that is happening. When I see Faith is into image consultancy, I'm like, that's is where I want to be.
We're going.
The next thing I'm like, Hercules is into videography.
We're going there.
What can we do as young people to develop that value and consistency? Because I believe it's one of the things that everyone I've met talks about. What is your secret? No secret. Consistency. How can we get there? Let it be on social media. Let it be in our plans, personal growth. How can we get there? I struggle with that myself, but
let me confess, I too also have struggled with consistency. I am also on a consistency journey. I won't say that I am there, like I have arrived, like they say it in quotes. Nah, I'm also on a journey, but what I would definitely say is consistency. I would align it with your vision or your goals, what you want to achieve, because I believe that vision gives us direction. Understand? Once you have clarity on what you want to do in this life and you have set goals towards it, number one, you have the clarity. Then number two, you have a vision to give you direction, and these goals help you achieve it. So once you have these things set, I believe it sort of eases your journey of consistency, because you know the end of it, you know what you want to achieve. Then you're going to have to be consistent, because if you're not, you will not.
there.
So for me, I feel like that's something that prompts you and keeps you in check towards being consistent. To me, I would number one say that have that clarity, and then have a vision, because that will give you direction, because you know the end, and then have set goals. Once you have this in place, you're going to start to build your brand or do whatever you're doing with more agility, or you'll be doing it with more energy, because you know where you want to go. Number two, now coming to maybe the bit of the online space, branding and everything, consistency is broad. There's something I learned, and I know it's important to know that there's a difference between frequency and consistency. Most people mistake the two. When you talk about frequency, for example, let me talk about it from the perspective of posting content. Frequency is like I'm posting today, I'm posting tomorrow, I'm posting today, I'm posting again after 2 days. So frequency is basically like maybe I'm posting today and I'll post again tomorrow, the other day, or I'm posting today, then the next post will come after 2 days. That's frequency, right? And then consistency is how long you can take doing this frequency, right? So as you do your frequency, as you frequently post your posts and do your stuff, how long can you maintain that? You understand? Now that is consistency. So for me, that's why I primarily said, if you know your end, you have a vision and you set clear goals and have that clarity, you'll be able to be consistent, because you know where you're headed to, you know your end goal, and you must achieve it at all costs. You must achieve it at all costs. So it's going to keep you on that journey. So for me, that's the tip I would really give, because it's the only way. Other things can come in, but that is the primary thing I could say.
The most important thing. I see. So how do you measure that this strategy on personal growth, this journey that I've taken, is actually giving results?
Okay.
How do you measure?
How do you measure the productivity of your brand? Well, I would say I would still bring back something I mentioned earlier. Number one, is it transforming lives? You get it? Because for me, what started working is that the feedback I receive from people has been immense, and a number of them is beyond Uganda.
Ooh,
that's the
international,
power.
Global. Yeah, the world is global now.
Yeah. And that's the power of the online space, because it gives you a broad audience. You're not just speaking to your fellow community members, you're not just speaking to fellow Ugandans, you're speaking to the world. The world is your platform and audience, especially when it comes to online branding, right? So that for me has done a lot, because I've had feedback of people who came and they're like, I wanted to commit suicide, but because I read this and this post from you, I could not.
Powerful.
My life has been transformed in this way. I've received immense feedback from different corners of the world, and for me, those are things that keep me going, because I'm seeing lives transformed. And now some of these people were not even my clients, but the fact that a life has been touched, someone has been saved, that is it. And then of course there are those whom I work with and my clients. So definitely you see the transformation, you see the change, you're definitely seeing, yeah, the brand is working. And then coming back to the online space, lots of opportunities open up, because once your brand is now visible, people start to show up. And in that space, I've been able to even have speaking engagements beyond Uganda itself still. But because they opened up, because the brand is speaking for itself, and people see what you're doing, they see the results, and you understand. And then the other way you can know that your brand is actually growing is, of course, the profitable part. Because I know no one just builds their brand for the sake. At the end of the day, it must come.
Yeah, bills have to be paid.
Yeah. So yeah, there are points where I've gotten opportunities that, I mean, amount to financial returns and all of these things. So for me, that's evidence that the brand is working, right? Yeah. So the
High five.
financial bit, the opportunities, the impact. For me, I would say it's that. To some, it's maybe one of those only. To some, they have their reasons, but yeah.
One very intelligent person,
Yeah.
my mentor, Professor Guang Patrick,
Okay.
said that, shared with me that once you create impact,
Yeah.
the money will find you.
Yeah.
The more impact you create, the more opportunities will come your way,
Yeah.
the more money will come your way. So if we focus more on our impact, on what we do,
Yeah.
opportunities will come up that will serve our financial needs.
Yeah. Can I add something?
Yes, please.
There's another way which might seem negative to some people, but that can actually show that your brand is working. Now, there are people who will see you do things you maybe are doing amazing, and they start to do the same thing that you are doing. And now some people probably look at it from the perspective that it's competition. I started this thing, this was my idea, someone is now doing it. Please relax. Of course, there's that tendency to feel like, oh, but no. Number one, first look at yourself as an authority. I mean, you paved the way.
Setting that trend.
Yeah, please set. I mean, you started something. You're a pioneer, probably. Probably it's not something that, I mean, which is new, but you stood out a certain way and prompted and inspired someone to go in the same line. So how about you look at it from that light? Because you've been able to inspire change, you've been able to inspire others to get into what you're doing. You're literally transitioning into a mentor of sorts.
I'm actually inspired to study color analysis.
Yes, please.
So you've inspired me in that aspect, and it's beautiful, by the way.
Wow.
To have more people look up to you and want to do the things that you do. That is a very good measure of success for a personal brand. Thank you very much, Faith.
You're welcome.
Before we close up this discussion, I wish for you to share with that young person watching, what would be that message you have for a young person that is embarking on a journey of self-growth, identifying who they are? How can they get to that space where they feel that I know who I am, this is what I want to do, and just start on it?
Okay. Thank you for that. You are super kind. Anyway, here's the thing. I'll start with those who are still in that stage of navigating a lot. We have the tendency to compare one another in this digital era. Maybe Sheila's doing amazing, Faith Fetaru is doing her part, other people are doing it, and you might end up feeling like you're not actually doing what you're supposed to do. Because we ourselves, we also have people we look up to who are doing super amazing. But the difference is that we don't allow ourselves feel like we're any less. So you might look at Sheila, Faith Fetaru, they're doing their thing, they're walking the course, and you might have a tendency to think that you're actually not doing what you should be doing. But the truth is, we also have people that inspire us, we look up to, but we don't allow that get into us and make us feel like we're insufficient, because we are sufficient. And each one of us, like I said earlier, is unique. And that is, until you understand that, you will never stop comparing yourself with others. Even with people who do the same thing as you, will never stop competing. You'll never stop weighing yourself down, thinking you're so low. Because once you understand that uniqueness that you carry and your distinct purpose. So here's the thing. Extend grace to yourself. That's what I would say. Extend grace to yourself. Love yourself, because out of the abundance of your heart, say the mouth speaks, right? So out of the abundance of the love that you give yourself, you're able to love others, and you're able to love what you do so passionately. You understand? So love yourself, extend grace to yourself, and allow yourself go through the process. It's not like everyone who is doing amazing jumped from here to here. And some of them also have their own challenges, you understand? Because with bigger power comes,
More
with great power
challenges.
comes great responsibility and different other things to do. So focus on your part. What is your part? To fall in love with yourself, extend grace to yourself, allow yourself go through the process, start to ask questions like, who am I? What is my true identity? What do I stand for? What are my values? What things make my heart beat? What can I do about
Ooh.
them? And those are the things that you should pay attention to. Everything else is silence, because at the end of the day, your life, your course is yours. You're the master of your fate, literally. Apart from God, you're the master of your fate. No one is going to run it for you. So, yeah, take it as that. Own your life. Like, own it. And cause yourself to dive into who you are. And from there, go through the process. Take actions. Nothing ever gets done if you do not take actions. I've been there before. I have all these dreams. You list it, you're like, yeah, this is where we're going. But years are passing. Years would pass when I'd not even started on them. You understand? So be action oriented. Take steps. Take steps. Everyone who has done something amazing took steps. Be an action oriented person. Take steps. Learn from people who have gone ahead of you or who are doing amazing things out there. Don't be afraid. I mean, I'm one person. Like I said earlier, if I see Sheena is doing amazing, I'm going to compliment her and appreciate her genuinely, and I'm going to seek to learn from her if I should. And if it's someone younger than you, learn. You understand? Don't be the perfect Mr. Perfect. You understand? Learn from people, go through the process, take actions, and watch yourself grow. Watch yourself build an amazing brand. Watch yourself get to understand your purpose, your part and lot as you take those steps. Get to dive into your brand. I mean, I won't lie to you, no one is going to build your brand the way you would and understand it as you would, because you know the end of your life. And the truth is, your brand speaks for you. It has a voice. It speaks for you in rooms where you are not even physically there. Yeah, that's so powerful, by the way, because there are rooms where your brand will speak on behalf of you, and it will open you up to life-changing opportunities. So your brand speaks. It speaks on your behalf. It tells your story. It tells people how amazing you are. It tells people how amazing a person you are. So that's what I would really say. Own who you are. Fall in love with yourself. Extend grace to yourself. Start to take actions. Learn from those who have gone ahead of you or those who are doing amazing things out there. Instead of feeling bad that they're doing better, go and appreciate them. Because I learned this, that what you celebrate, you attract. Instead of competing, celebrate them and allow yourself to just evolve. At the end of the day, the world is waiting for you. You should be that next big person that we are celebrating. You watching this out there. I mean, how would the world be if all of us were standing out in our unique purpose and we are making the world a better place? At the end of the day, I mean, it's about making the world beautiful. It's about transforming lives. It's about, I mean, I could go on, but that's what I would say. Your brand will continue to speak for you and it will leave you a lasting legacy. And while you're at it, I'll end with this. At least multiply yourself in others. What do I mean by that? Mentor others, teach others, share the knowledge you have with others. Because once you're long gone, others can take after you. That someone will one day sit and say, I got this from Sheila. Or someone looks at an individual and say, I see a bit of Sheila in this person, or I see Faith Fetaru in this person. You understand? That is how life is supposed to be, not just for this moment, but for the generations to come, because we're here to leave lasting impact and legacy. So, thank you.
Wow. I do not feel like saying anything else to add on to that. That has been so powerful, that has been so inspiring, and that is the purpose of this platform, Redefining Africa. We are here to share stories, to inspire, just like Faith is, to share with that young person out there who would like to pick just that little courage to be able to start on whatever journey that they want to embark on. So thank you so much for going through this whole conversation with us.
Yeah.
I am so, I feel a bit of goosebumps from that whole conversation, and
Wow.
how she speaks from her heart, the passion with which she expresses
Wow.
herself. We want more Faith Fetarus in Africa.
I'm so humble.
Let us redefine our continent. Let us be that person that is going to leave a footprint, a mark that will live beyond you.
Yes.
Let others say it is because of Faith that I took the first step.
Yeah.
It is because of you that
Yeah.
someone got the courage to
Yeah.
do what they are doing today.
Yes.
Yeah. So we love you.
Yeah.
Extend yourself that grace. Pursue your purpose. Pursue your dream. Pursue your goals. You will be able to make it. And do not forget to be consistent.
Oh yeah.
Please join us for more of these conversations on Show Me Africa. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe.
Please.
Faith will
Right
be here
now.
again. I am not letting her go. She has so much wisdom to
Oh
share
my
with us.
goodness.
So we'll have more young people sharing their stories,
Wow.
redefining Africa, because
Thank
Africa
you.
is our business.